when Caitlin Clark announced that she was going to enter the draft, I remember I was connected to the business side, and the wave of enthusiasm that came from a player that wasn't even going to play for the Lynx. And, we certainly knew some of the other players that were going to be in this draft. So there was a lot.
In a recent exit interview, Coach Cheryl Reeves shared some eye-opening insights about Caitlin Clark and her incredible impact on this WNBA season and the Minnesota Lynx. Whether you're a longtime fan or just getting into the game, you're going to want to hear this. Coach Reeves highlighted several key areas where Caitlin Clark has made a significant difference. She pointed out the following. There was a wave of enthusiasm and increased excitement for the WNBA. Clark's decision to enter the draft generated a massive buzz across the league, elevating anticipation for the season and drawing in fans, media, and stakeholders alike. Business momentum and financial growth across the league. Her popularity has translated into impressive business success for the WNBA, boosting ticket sales, merchandise revenue, and attracting new sponsorship. This has contributed to one of the best business years for the Lynx. Fan engagement in local venues. Before Clark's rise, bars in Minneapolis, Minnesota, city of the Lynx, weren't as keen on broadcasting women's sports. Now, more venues are hosting Lynx games and watch parties, creating a vibrant, communal fan experience. And then there's increased community support and visibility. The Twin Cities community has shown unwavering support with increased signage and citywide enthusiasm, especially during the Lynx playoff run. Clark's influence has been pivotal in galvanizing this local pride. The Lynx have seen remarkable achievements this season, partly driven by the highlighting or heightened support and competitive environment that Caitlin Clark's presence has fostered. Also, there's a cultural shift towards women's sports. Clark's prominence is challenging old norms and stereotypes, making it easier for women's sports to gain mainstream acceptance and support. These points paint a comprehensive picture of how one player can influence not just a team, but an entire league. To give you a deeper understanding, here's Coach Reeves, where she delves into these impacts firsthand. Let's watch.
Cheryl, looking back on this season, breaking attendance records, having kind of the whole city rally behind the Lynx.
Yeah.
Just, you've been here for a long time. What was that like this season? Was it different than the last championships teams, or was it just kind of a special moment?
Yeah, I think the evolution of the league into the space that it got into in terms of popularity, even before the season started, when Caitlin Clark announced that she was going to enter the draft, I remember I was connected to the business side, and the wave of enthusiasm that came from a player that wasn't even going to play for the Lynx. And, we certainly knew some of the other players that were going to be in this draft. So there was a lot of excitement and momentum for the WNBA. But to see it actually translating business-wise across the league, whatever the reasons were, there's a lot of, as we all know, there's one really big reason, and there's a lot of other reasons why. And I think the movement that we're in now, I think it's exciting. I think that for me, one of my biggest takeaways from this season is what you just said, with a number of times that I heard fans talking about being in bars, in the Twin Cities, and maybe not accustomed to the game, their willingness to put a game on, because that's a battle when we try to watch women's sports, when we go into just a bar. It's hard to find it, or even a willingness to put it on. To learn the the frequency with which the games were on, sound on, people gathering together, having watch parties, as the season moved on and we were, achieving the success that we were achieving, especially in the playoffs. The way the city supported us in terms of, signage, throughout the city, and unfortunately, no, the other teams didn't have that. They didn't, and that's a travesty when you think about it. And Jim Pete always said it, man, people have no idea what they're missing. And we're gonna look back on this and go, how the heck? But it happened in the NBA too. There's some great players that were playing in front of 2,000 people back in the NBA, back in the day. And so for me, that was a big thing, a part of the identity of the season for the Minnesota Lynx was, as we know, business-wise, one of the best years that we've ever had. But then also support-wise from the community, throughout the community, whether it was in arena or anywhere we went. The interest in the team and the buzz, was palpable. So that's part of what made it special too. Sorry we couldn't get a chance to celebrate one more time together with a parade. We were looking forward to that opportunity. But hopefully, fans know how we felt about them and how much we appreciated, because they were a big part of our success.
So that was Coach Reeves offering some powerful insights into Caitlin Clark's role in shaping this season for the Lynx and the WNBA as a whole. It's clear that Clark's influence goes beyond just her on-court performance. It's fostering growth, community, and a cultural shift in women's sports. What do you think about Caitlin Clark's impact on the league? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And hit the like button if you're ready for more breakdowns like this one. Subscribe and turn the notifications on so you don't miss a thing. Until next time, keep balling.